Fishing in Barbados has changed in the last 7 years. Yeah, tremendously. Yeah. I've been fishing for over 50 years. There's no more flying fish, and flying fish is the main thing in Barbados, yeah? And since the Sargassum, we came to Barbados, no flying fish came.
The boats can't maneuver on the waters because of the thickness of the sargassum. The nets get caught and do not sink, and the sargassum get caught in the propellers of the vessels.
The UWI is a public university. It was established to serve the development needs of the people of this region. It has to be activists on all of the big challenges facing these communities, transforming this region into a higher developed social state.
Sargassum is a floating seaweed comprised of 2 different species that live together, and the seaweed spends its entire life floating on the ocean. But in 2011, huge amounts of sargassum came into the Caribbean, and hundreds of thousands of tons ended up on the beaches of the Eastern Caribbean islands for the first time in recorded history.
Researchers in the Caribbean have been focusing on climate change for over 40 years. The Caribbean has been experiencing severe beach erosion, the destruction of coral reefs. Hundreds of beaches have disappeared over the last 20-30 years. It is devastating the tourism industry in this region. It's having a terrible effect on our fisheries.
So the problem is really multi-sectoral. It's affecting human health, it's affecting the environment, and it's extremely expensive to clear up.
I started as a student at the University of the West Indies. I'm pursuing a master's in coastal and marine management, and I've been recently employed as a laboratory technician at Surmees. The research I'm doing includes using drone technology to quantify sargassum seaweed in Barbados. We go into the field and collect samples of seaweed and bring them back into the lab for analysis. And then we compare that with the new method of drone technology in order to get a good estimate of the amount of sargassum that is on the beach.
Sargassum is blooming in the mid-Atlantic because of increased nutrients being released into the ocean from major rivers such as the Amazon and the Congo. And that's been caused by an increase in agricultural fertilizers, in deforestation, in mining, in urbanization. And then of course climate change, which has increased the seawater temperature, and that is letting the algae grow at a much faster pace.
UWI is a 5-campus structure scattered across the region. This is a region with multiple universities, with a very fragmented political culture. We thought it appropriate to integrate the Caribbean, to pull together an organization that could speak on behalf of all of these universities. This is the Universities Caribbean. We have been the first whistleblowers. For 40 years we have been saying there's global warming, rising sea levels, and now we have been recognized as the pioneers in this subject.
The University of the West Indies have been helping the fishing communities here in Barbados by sharing their research and knowledge about the sargassum. And this allows us to formulate new strategies to deal with this new problem.
Our research is about tracking the sargassum at sea using satellite imagery and harvesting the sargassum before it reaches the beach.
We've even been looking at ways in which we can use the weed for entrepreneurial purposes, for new products, the basis of new commercial agenda.
It's possibly going to be very valuable for biofuel, perhaps bioplastics, fertilizer, animal feed, plant tonic, bricks, paper, soap.
So we're looking at the solution to the problem, but we're also looking at how best to turn this into economic and social viability. This region, the Caribbean, has depended upon this University of the West Indies to conduct cutting-edge, transforming research on all of the big issues facing this region. And there are many issues: poverty, decolonization, global warming. All of these debates have been on the vanguard of the Caribbean imagination. This is our mandate, and this is precisely what we have been doing.